France says it is more than ready to help the Philippines fulfill its dream of having submarines to boost its maritime strength.
French Ambassador Michel Bocuse said in a press briefing today that France is committed to work more closely with the Philippines as talks on a submarine deal continue between the two nations. Now, to share his thoughts on the matter and insights, we have One News Defense Editor Manny Mogato joining us via Zoom. Hello po, magandang gabi.
Ay, good evening po. Alam niyo po, nag-offer yung French government ng dalawang submarino, no? It's a diesel-electric submarine that will boost our defense capability, especially the anti-access and area denial capability to guard our disputed areas, especially in the South China Sea. However, we still have some problem because the submarine will cost about 70 billion pesos in our budget, and we still do not have that kind of money. Because for 2023, the Congress has only allocated around 40 billion pesos. So malaki ang pangailangan natin, and it will take about 10 years to develop a submarine capability, including training of officers and crew and building of a submarine base, because most of our Navy bases are silted, no? Especially in Cavite. I think the suitable place is only Subic.
Manny, when people hear about us wanting a submarine, people can't quite wrap their heads around it. I mean, how necessary is this? How important this is? But maybe just as a baseline, how does our Navy compare to that of other countries, particularly when it comes to actually having and operating submarines?
Actually, Robbie, we're the only country in Southeast Asia that does not have a submarine capability. No? Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam have submarines. No? In order to protect our seas, especially our claims in the South China Sea, we should have a stronger Navy to protect our interests. And the submarine is a very necessary equipment to do that.
But just to be clear, Manny, because most of what we know are things that we watch in the movies. What role does a submarine actually play in a navy such as ours in particular? Is it something for offense? Is it for defense? Is it just for securing our borders, for monitoring and surveillance? What is it essentially for?
It's basically doing everything else, no? In surveillance, monitoring, patrolling our seas, and it can have an offensive capability when trying to interdict foreign vessels that would encroach into our seas. No? And if you have a submarine capability, the other countries would think twice before crossing into our borders, no? Because we have a very lethal capability in terms of area denial and anti-access, the A2AD capability.
Sir, given, I think it's already a given that it's quite expensive to maintain, to train for submarines, but do you think that the long-term gains might outweigh the cost, given that it could also be an efficient deterrent for countries who are wanting to invade or wanting to encroach upon our waters, especially in the West Philippine Sea?
It is an investment. No, I think it's a very wise investment. But the problem is it's too expensive for a country like the Philippines. I was told that the French government is offering something of assistance for us to develop a fleet of submarine in exchange for perhaps 2 platforms. We can allow them to explore the seas around us. So I think that's a very big consideration, but I think there is a big security dimension because will we allow our foreigners to explore the seas, the resources in our territory, no? But if the French are willing to help us, maybe they could give us a big discount on the submarines that they are selling us.
But Manny, final question na lang. Speaking of the French, do we have any other options? Can we in fact speak with other nations? Which other nations in fact are in a position to offer us this kind of capability and speak as well to where the French technology is at this point?
I think the French technology is far more advanced than the other countries that are opening submarines, like South Korea and India and Russia. Because the French submarine are NATO standard. No? So it is comparable with Americans, with British, although they are not the nuclear capable submarines. These are electric diesel submarines. But they could be very important to deter any aggressive action on our territory. And we have been training a lot of Navy officers on submarine in Canada, in India, South Korea, and France. So I think our Navy is capable and ready to man these submarines when they come.
Okay, maraming salamat. One News Defense Editor Manny Mogato.